Nintendo Switch 2 has just been announced, and it's coming out in 2025. So today I decided to make a video of the best Metroidvania games of Nintendo Switch that will be also playable on Nintendo Switch 2. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you enjoyed, let me know, click on the like, subscribe to the channel, videos every day here. And of course, this is just my opinion. Nintendo Switch has a lot of Metroidvania games and a lot of good ones, and today I'm going to list the 10 best in my opinion. So if you like another one, just don't forget to put in the comments, I'll be reading that. Thank you so much for watching, and let's go to the video. Hollow Knight is an insane Metroidvania. The game was developed by Team Cherry and released in 2017 to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch and PC, and it's to this day one of the most beloved Metroidvanias ever created. The game is extremely original with a unique personality and style. The gameplay is fluid and kinda simple, but you need to learn how to use it the best way to surpass the challenges of the game. It's also a game known for being hard, especially if you're trying to get everything of the game, so that's going to be a true challenge, with a lot of difficult boss fights. The graphic style of the game is astonishing. It's a dark and melancholic visual, a game that mixes really well the light and darkness in the environment, giving the players an immersive and unique Metroidvania experience. And the game takes about 25 hours to be finished, but got a lot more to explore. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is one of the most beautiful Metroidvanias I've ever played, and to be honest, it's my favorite one. The game was developed by Moon Studios and released in 2020 to Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and PC, and eventually to Xbox Series X and S. This is a Metroidvania, so the gameplay starts kinda simple, and you'll be getting more abilities and possibilities as you play. And believe me, this game gives you a lot of abilities. The story and characters of this game are really good, giving you an immersive experience. All the environments of the game are unique and extremely beautiful, with a not a realistic graphic style, but with details that I don't remember seeing in any other game. Adding that to the fluency of gameplay, it becomes a game that every fan of Metroidvania gotta play, and I'm not even mentioning the boss fights, that are really good too. So just play it, you won't regret. And the game takes about 12 hours to be finished. Metroid Dread is another game of the series that helped to create the subgenre Metroidvania. The game is developed by Nintendo and released in 2021 to Nintendo Switch. The game is set in the same style of the original games, a 2D game with combat, puzzle and platformer features, set in an immersive and beautiful map, with nice graphics and an excellent gameplay. In the game you control Samus Aran, the classic bounty hunter of the series. Through the game the player will be getting better items and abilities, making the gameplay always have something new. It's gonna be extremely fun since the start to the end. This is a short Metroidvania, it takes about 9 hours to be finished, but it's a very good game. Blasphemous is an extremely interesting Metroidvania, with its beautiful graphic and dark theme. The game was developed by the studio The Game Kitchen and released in 2023 to Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Series S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch and PC.
Those penitents that the miracle itself took as its...
The game is a sequel of the first game. That was already an excellent game, but here they managed to create an even greater game, with an excellent map design and astonishing graphics, making the experience of the game really immersive. As it's a Metroidvania, sometimes you feel kinda lost in the gameplay, trying to remember or understand where you need to go. But the universe of this game is so good that even those moments are good. The combat of the game is fluid and brutal, with hard enemies and even harder bosses, some with insane design, others even scary. The game takes about 16 hours to beat, and it's an excellent experience you gotta have.
Of the confraternity of salt. Less mess.
In 1783,
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a game created by some of the same creators of the father of Metroidvania, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and this game follows the same style, but in another universe, with new characters, weapons, story. But for you that played the Symphony of the Night, you surely like this one, and it was developed by the studio Artplay, released in 2019 to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, Amazon Luna, Google Stadia, Android and iOS, so you can play in a lot of platforms.
Have returned, and on this very hour, Miriam awakens.
The game got a simple gameplay, but through the game the player will be getting new tools, abilities and weapons that will make the gameplay more complex. The exploration here is extremely fun, with a great soundtrack, beautiful scenarios, interesting enemies and a lot of different paths, giving you an experience that will be a true tribute to the classic Castlevania. The game takes up to 14 hours to beat, but 100% could take up to 35 or even 40 hours of gameplay.
Chiba, tell me you didn't do this.
Join me, Miriam.
Years, the mask of vengeance has manifested itself again.
Guacamelee 2 is a unique game, an excellent one by the way. It was developed by the studio Drinkbox Studio and released in 2018 to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC.
Who will protect the Mexiverse against the powers of evil?
This game is absolutely stylish, with a very unique visual style. The gameplay is fluid and fast, and it's set in a universe of Mexico streets, including the core of the gameplay is wrestling, with a lot of charisma. The game beyond the stylish combat also has platformer features, and also a soundtrack that suits perfectly with this game. The game is a sequel, and as good as the original one, or even better, and it takes up to 10 hours of gameplay to finish the game. Nine Souls is an extremely beautiful Metroidvania game. The game was inspired in some mechanics of Sekiro, and it's a 2D game where you control an interesting warrior. The story starts in a mysterious way, and as you keep playing you'll be discovering that things are not that simple. It is a Metroidvania with a lot of dialogues and files to read. The story is really good and immersive, but the best is the gameplay itself, giving you rewarding mechanics as you learn how to play. The game is hard but extremely satisfying, with great boss fights and scenarios. If you like Sekiro and Metroidvania, you gotta play this game. The game was developed by studio Red Candle Games and released to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Series S, and Mac. The game takes about 21 hours to beat. That could go up to 25 hours plus because of the difficulty level if you play in the normal mode. GRIME is a fast and unforgiving action-adventure RPG set in a Metroidvania structure. The game will crush your foes with living weapons that change the form and functions. The game was developed by the studio Cloverby and released in 2021 to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Series S, Nintendo Switch, PC, Google Stadia and Mac. And the sequel is already announced and looks even more beautiful than the first game. The visuals of this game are really interesting, that goes from destroyed places to places with living beings as part of the scenario. The gameplay of the game is fluid and fast, with a nice combat system that will get you immersed in the universe as you play. The game takes about 12 hours to be finished, or up to 30 hours in a quest for 100%. Animal Well is a brilliant and unique video game. The game is set in a Metroidvania structure. You control a small animal in a mysterious place, and you must explore and discover what to do next. But different of most Metroidvanias, this is not a game focused in combat. Actually, you won't even fight in this game, but there will be enemies that are all different animals, and you must find ways to ignore or escape them, all with an excellent map design with different possibilities and puzzles, giving you new tools and ways to achieve new areas. And as you can see, the graphic style looks absolutely astonishing, with an incredible mix of light and darkness, giving an impressive visual style. The game was developed mainly by one single guy, Billy Basso, and is surely one of the best indie games of 2024. An original and unique experience that everyone should try. The game takes about 7 hours to beat, but there are many different places beyond in the game that you're gonna see. Silent Sanctuary is a game that mixes really well the Metroidvania style with Souls-like, giving you different ways to play, with different builds, weapons, magics, abilities in a skill tree, and even a level system, giving you options to improve your character in the same style of the Souls-like games. The game was developed by the studio Sky Studio and released in 2016 to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation Vita, PC, Mac, and later on Switch. The game is set in a dangerous universe with huge creatures, dragons, supernatural beings, and also here with a fun gameplay and an original and unique graphic style, giving you a dark and lonesome visual. Through the game you face a lot of different enemies and bosses, some really hard, and this game gives you a lot of different ways to go, with a lot of secrets or secondary places and bosses, so it's really worth to explore. The game takes about 16 hours to beat, but it could go up to 25 hours plus. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Those are the games I got for today. So if you like any other Metroidvania of Nintendo Switch, just put in the comments, I will see that. If I don't know, I'll check it out, and maybe in the future I make a second video like this one. So thank you so much for watching, and so long.